Hey there, comic book friends, I'm Travis, but you know that. And this is What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my world of comics. How's it going with everybody? I don't know that I have tons of, news, extra things that are going on with me. Let's see, I've been watching the internet today. It has been on again and off again on whether or not Sony is going to allow Marvel to use Spider-Man in, one of the next big things they're coming up with their movies, as far as the Infinity Gauntlet, something or other. I don't know. Is Spider-Man a significant role in that story? I mean, if they're going to actually attempt to use some of the source material, is Spider-Man a key figure in any of that? I have no idea. The whole Infinity Gauntlet stuff is something I have never read from Marvel, so I have no idea. Now, do I want to see Spider-Man interacting with Captain America and the Hulk and whoever else? Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd just be really curious as to see what kind of deal would have to be made to even actually allow that to happen, have that happen. But anyway, today I have seen it both said for sure that Sony is going to allow Spider-Man to be in that movie, and I've also said that that's total bogus, that Sony is denying the whole thing, and it's not real. So I don't know. We'll see, right? What that all ends up being like. If you're excited for the movies, I don't know that it matters to me. So yeah, there is that. Also, speaking of Marvel and Disney-esque type things, today is Comic Book Wednesday. Not that I get my books on Comic Book Wednesday, but of course the massive Star Wars relaunch through Marvel came out today. I've heard from some people their stores have sold out. Kind of shocking. You'd think a store would get like a bajillion extra copies of that book, because you're going to have people probably coming in and buying it that normally wouldn't buy any comic book, but are going to buy it because they're Star Wars nuts. I would guess. Clearly they know their own business better than I know their business. But as we've discussed in the past on some comic book roundtables, of course, Marvel is looking at selling 1 million copies of Star Wars, #1. So that'll be pretty crazy. I can't wait to see what the actual numbers are and whatnot. I would assume that this month, because of Star Wars, that Marvel will crush the daylights out of anybody else's sales, and more than likely that will be the #1 selling title. I'm not picking a copy of it up, but I'm wondering if somebody else who ended up being on the Comic Book Roundtable picked it up, so we'll get to hear about it. How does it match up? Is it a good comic book? Does it jive well with the Star Wars universe as you see it? And all of that kind of stuff. Be really curious to hear what people have to say about that. And outside of that, I'll be watching people's comic book reviews to look to see who picked up the book and who's going to be talking about it, to get what their sense is around it and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it's not a whole lot exciting going. Oh, I know what's exciting. And I doubt that I talked about this last week, because I don't think I knew about this last week. There is a comic book shop in my little town. There hasn't been a real comic book shop in my town since probably I want to say early 2000. There was briefly a comic book store that maybe lasted 6 months. Might have been late 1990s. I think early 2000s. Well, no, let's go back. Had to been late 90s. I take it back. Late 90s, start to think back through my comic book history. During the era when I wasn't actually buying comic books, but it only lasted about 6 months. I did go into the store occasionally just to check out and see what the world of comics looked like at the time. But like I said, it did not last. I haven't gotten into it yet. I ended up getting off work late enough that I didn't get to go see it. I wanted to go last weekend, was too busy with things, so hopefully this Friday or Saturday I will go into that comic book store. I have no idea if I'll manage to get pictures of it, if I'll get video of it, or I'll just be talking about it in my next What the Fugue. But at any rate, big exciting news that my little place has got a comic book store. I can't imagine how it's going to survive. But we'll see. I already know that I don't really care for the title of the place, but I won't hold that against it. And I'll talk about that next time I do at the Fugue or whatever when I've actually gone into the new comic book store and get a sense of what it's like and whatnot. What little bit of ads I've seen for it, I'm a bit suspicious as to how serious this place is going to be. But at any rate, yeah. So that's really it. Not a whole lot going on for me comic book wise that I can think of right off the top of my head. Comic Book Roundtable will be back to being Saturdays at its normal time, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Hope to see you there. Come on, join the show, talk some comics with us. I will have my books. Last week I didn't have my books. I will have my books because typically if something happens and I don't get them Friday, I'll have them Saturday and I will have them read. So I'll be able to talk more. And I know you're just more excited to hear me talk more, right? So, yeah, that said, I'm going to leave you with a short one this week and hope to catch you on the weekend on Comic Book Roundtable. Have a great day, everybody.